Hello, welcome to CTE 361 Curriculum Materials. I'm Dr. Wallach, and this is going to be week 1. What we're going to do this week is I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course, what I expect from you, what you can expect from the course. We'll go through Blackboard a little bit, show you how to navigate the site, and then you'll know what your expectations are from week to week. So first of all, let's answer the question, why do we need a curriculum? The purpose of this course is for you to develop a curriculum for an entire course. It could be a course that you're currently teaching that you don't have a curriculum for, or it could be a course that you would like to introduce at your school that you don't yet have a curriculum for. So a curriculum is the big picture. You're trying to come up with what are the clear objectives, what are the things that you want your students to know and be able to do by the time they finish your course. It's going to keep you as a teacher focused on those big picture items to keep you on track, to make sure you're covering all the things that you need to cover in the sequence of that course. And it's going to bridge that gap between what the students know when they walk into your classroom on day 1 and what you want them to know when they leave the door at the end. So the purpose of this class is to teach you how to create a curriculum. And rather than just talking about curriculum and what you should have in it, you're going to be immersed in the curriculum development process. By the time the course is over, you're going to have created a curriculum document. You're going to know how to do the process, you're going to know all the steps that are involved, and you'll be able to repeat that process again once you've left the course. Now, when we build curriculum, there's really 2 ways that we can do it. We can build based on a set of standards, or we can build curriculum based on a job. Now, building a curriculum based on a job, that's typically what we would do in industry. If you went into a company, and you wanted to do some training for a particular job, what we would do is what's called a task analysis. We'd analyze that job, break the job down into duty, break the duties down into tasks, break the tasks down into steps. And then from there, we'd work backwards and build the curriculum. In the education world, however, we have standards that we can build to. So just about every content area has standards that we can build from. And you start with the standards, then you work out from there. The standards are basically a list of what somebody should know how to do. And then the curriculum is going to be the roadmap that shows a teacher how to get from point A to point B and make sure that you cover all of those standards, and it'll be the ways in which you cover those standards. So standards are not a curriculum, they're just the benchmarks that that curriculum should fulfill. All right, getting back to the structure of how this course is going to work. You have weekly readings. It's typically about a chapter a week, or a little bit less than a chapter a week. The reading requirement is not going to be really high for this course. And I use the same book in this course that I use in my methods course. So if you had me in the spring for methods, or if you're going to take me next spring for the methods course, it's the same book, so hold on to that textbook. You'll have a presentation of some sort every week. It could be a video presentation such as this, or it could just be a PowerPoint that I uploaded to Blackboard, or it could be the combination of the two. So I expect you to come to class, and when I say come to class, I don't physically mean meeting on campus. This is a 100% online course. We only meet virtually online, but we do have 1 real-time session a week. This class meets on Wednesdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. roughly. I only keep you online for about an hour. That seems to be the optimal time for a real-time session, and that gives us a chance to interact with each other as a group, to ask questions, to get some feedback in real time. And if you're missing that real-time dynamic in the class, you're really losing out. Otherwise, you're just reading from a book and you're completing some assignments and watching some videos. We really need a little bit of interaction every week. And sometimes that you can do a lot more in that 1 hour chat session than you can in any other way. It gives you a chance to ask questions, to see what types of questions other people have, and it gives us a chance to discuss some things as a group. You have an online discussion board, and the purpose of the discussion board is really just there for peer review. I expect you to post your assignment early in the week, and then you peer review at least 2 other students' work through the course of the week. By the weekend, you go on, you read the review, the feedback that you've gotten from your peers and your assignment, you make any changes that you think it needs, and then you submit it before Sunday night. And then or actually we meet on Wednesdays, so you'd have to submit it by Tuesday night. The homework is always due at midnight before our next scheduled class session. So you'll have to pay attention to the due dates on Blackboard. I'll show you where those are, but you'll have an assignment that you complete every week. Wednesday nights, like I said, we meet for a chat for 1 hour. You have your graded assignments each week. Each assignment is part of your curriculum portfolio. So each piece that you do is another piece of that portfolio project that we're trying to create. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to videotape yourself. There's a lot of means with which you can do that. I'm recording this with a free application called Screencast-O-Matic. You could use your cell phone. There's a lot of different ways in which to capture a video of yourself and share it with the class. But you're going to videotape yourself teaching a small lesson. And the way that this is going to work is that lesson is going to be one of two things. Either it's going to be a training aid that you're going to use in your classroom. So let's say you teach a machining class and you want to do a video on squaring up the milling machine. So you could do a video on how to set up your milling machine, and we'd want to keep this short, in the 5 to 10 minute range. We don't need a really long video, so pick a simple task, but you could do an instructional video on something that you would want your students to know how to do. And it could be a resource that your students could go out to the web, watch, and then come back to class with that knowledge. The second option you have, if you're not interested in doing that, is you could build something. If you have a project that your students are going to build, you can build a sample of that project. Or if you have a visual aid that you want to be able to use with your students, you could build that visual aid and then share it with us in a video. Show us what it is that you made and how you would use that with your students. And again, you want to stay in that 5 to 10 minute range. That video project is actually going to count as your final exam. So you don't have any tests or quizzes in this course. Everything, it's really a hands-on project. You're developing the pieces of your curriculum. You're developing video. I want everything that you do to be something that you can directly use back in your classroom. So it's going to be a very hands-on class. That's the way I expect you to teach as a teacher, and that's the way that I would want to be taught if I was a student. So. All right. So we just talked about the teaching video and what you're going to have in there. What I want to do now is jump over to Blackboard. Okay, now I've just logged into Blackboard. If this is your first online class and you've never logged into Blackboard, you don't know how to log into Blackboard, or you don't have your credentials for logging in, you'll need to contact the IT department at EKU so they can show you how to access your account and get in there. However, once you've logged into your account, this is pretty much what your login screen is going to look like. And on the top of the screen where it says Courses, you're going to want to click on that. Once you click on Courses, it's going to give you a list of all the courses that you're currently registered for, or in this case, all the courses that I'm currently teaching because I'm logged in as an instructor. So I'm going to click on CTE 361. And this is going to load up our class. So I have this set up in student view, so this should be how the class looks when you log in. All right, this could change over the next couple of weeks as I add more information to the class. But when you log into the class and you click on the link, it's going to bring you here, which is the announcements page. Okay, on the left-hand side of your screen, you've got all these buttons. These buttons will link between the different pages within the site. So right now we're here at this top one, announcements. Okay. And this is where I'll put any information that I think you need each week. You'll probably have at least one announcement a week. Some weeks you might not have any. It depends on what's going on. And I typically have the announcements emailed to you when I post them. So if you see an email from me, there's a chance that that announcement is posted as well. So you'll have that in two places. The second link down here is the syllabus. Okay, and the syllabus I have uploaded as a Word file. So if you click on that, that's going to download the Word file. All right. So here we've got a copy of the syllabus. All right, my contact information on the top. I do have my the address if you need to mail anything to me at EKU. Your video, for instance, at the end, if you didn't want to upload it to the internet, if you wanted to mail me a CD, DVD, thumb drive, whatever format you wanted to get that to me on, you could mail that. My office phone number, which I'm almost never at the desk. As a field-based teacher, I spend most of my time out in the field. You're far better off trying to send me an email message, I check my email from my phone all the time. I get back to you pretty quickly on email, but as I'm usually in the classroom with teachers and doing observations and traveling around, you're very unlikely to be able to reach me by phone. If you need to meet with me in person, we'd have to do that by appointment. I am in the office quite a bit throughout the week, but it could change from day to day. So if you really need to sit down and meet with me in person, it's best that we set that up ahead of time. Okay, the textbook that we use is a book called Instructors and Their Jobs. There are not a lot of textbooks out there that are specific for career and technical education. I reviewed an awful lot of books for this course, and most of the curriculum books really don't fit with what we do. This is one of the few that do. It is getting a little bit dated. There's some information in there, particularly when it comes to technology, which is going to be fairly out of date. But as a whole, it's a pretty good book, which is why I use it. Okay, so you can scroll through the syllabus. In here, one of the most important things you're probably going to want to look at is this schedule for each week. It'll tell you the date, the chapters that you need to read for that particular week, the assignment that you have, and the topic that we're going to be covering. Okay, I'm going to jump back out here to the web, get back into Blackboard. All right, the next link down we have is the chat room. We meet Wednesdays at 7 p.m. When you come down here, there'll be a bunch of links. By the end of the semester, we'll have a link for every single chat that we've had. So we'll have about 15 different links here. Right now, I only have the one. But you click on that link, and that's going to open up the chat room. This plugin takes a little while to run. Sometimes you have to download a Java plugin, which actually I'm having that issue right now with my computer, so I'm going to have to go ahead and do that. You're going to want to make sure you do this ahead of time so that on the night of the first class, you're not trying to log into the chat room and do software updates. Okay, so now we're back here at the assignments page, which is the next tab down. These are all the assignments for the course and the due dates, so pay close attention to those due dates that are on there. When you're ready to view an assignment, okay, each assignment has a Word file attached to it. You want to download that Word file. The Word file is going to explain what you need to do. Okay, and then there's a dotted line, so when you go to turn this into me, you delete everything above the dotted line, and you're going to fill in the template underneath. And there's descriptions of everything you need to do. So you're going to put in a course title, you're going to give me a hyperlink to the standards for your content area, and then you're going to cut and paste the specific standards that you're using. And then you're going to look up the Common Core standards. I have a link to those, and you're going to list the Common Core standards that you use, and so on. Then you would save that document, and you would upload it. So to turn an assignment in, what you need to do is click on the link for the assignment, okay, which brings you here. You can view the rubric for the assignment, and I highly recommend that you do this before you turn it in. This will explain exactly what I'm expecting from you in that assignment. And then you can either write submission, so if you click write submission, then you could type in your assignment here, or you could copy and paste your assignment in there. Or you can click on Browse My Computer. You can select the file, select Open, and then that'll attach the file. And then when you're ready, you just click on Submit, and that'll turn that assignment in. You can only turn the assignment in one time. So if you make a mistake and turn in the wrong thing for some reason, you'll need to contact me so I can fix it. Okay, so we're going to try to wrap this up. We've got the discussion board link right here. If you click on the link to discussion board, you can then click on a particular thread. So for the first week, you're going to log in and you're going to post a little bio about yourself, a quick little introduction. And then we have the course documents page where I have sample assignments. So if we go into the sample assignments folder, for every activity that you're going to do, I've done a sample activity, and you can click on those, download them, and view them, and that'll give you an idea of what I'm expecting from you. All right, so that wraps up our first video for week number 1. I look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at michael.wallach@eku.edu, and we'll see you next week.